Jarran Jump. Masta Marx talking trash. Yes, we're back. Chicka. Well, it's not entirely coming through, but yes. Welcome today, people. We're a little bit early because we are here with Masta Marx, who is scratching over there.
Yeah.
Are you getting pieces of that? Are you getting pieces of that through you?
Definitely getting like a little bit.
Nah.
A little bit.
I'm getting light. Yeah, I'm getting bits and pieces.
A little bit. And then it comes in and out.
Yeah, it was waving in and out. But
We'll
yes,
work it out. We'll get rid of that limiter and that gate.
So this is Masta Marx. For those who don't know, he is, well, I would say my best friend in the whole entire world. No offense, Jarran. He's a garbage man with both Jarran and I. We all lived
in the same
together.
house.
Yes. He trained parkour dedicatedly for over up to 10 years for parkour. Crazy.
Do you guys remember what year that was, by the way?
It's been a long time.
Because I have no idea.
What year we lived in Camaret?
Yeah.
Oh, Cremorne.
Yeah. Don't
What year
remember
was that?
at all.
I can track it.
Maybe like 2015.
2015.
Oh, you're so smart.
2014 to July 2015. Well, it's only because I can track it on Parkour, and also I've been writing the book, so that I know I'm going to retrack those things. Yeah. Well, yeah, good times. So we've all been friends for at least 6 years, but longer than that, actually.
Dude, so much longer. Like, Marx and I first met each other at high school.
Yeah, man.
We went to high school together.
How did you first see Jarran, Marx? What's your first remember?
It was so easy. He had the biggest mohawk, and he was the only one with a mohawk. So to see Jarran, no problem.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And what was he doing? What did you guys? How's your interactions?
I don't think we had many. I got to enjoy his performance as what I would consider a string master.
Not then.
Not then, probably, but the contrast. You know, my skill is very low, although my enjoyment is high, and especially in the sounds of bass. And I believe what you were doing at the time was you were slapping the double bass, and I was only just getting into Victor Wooten at the time.
Oh shit!
So seeing crazy slapping was like a thing that I wanted to see.
Yeah, I hope to be doing more of that because my studio is actually getting here in what, a week? Oh no, full studio. Get another double bass. But
get a door and a DAC and some other semblance of letters.
Just all the acronyms.
Yeah, man.
No, so basically the way that I see it is like Marx was already running with more of a hip hop crowd at that point, and I was just full punk. But I remember we possibly got high together because that's what anyone did in high school.
Bradfield, you guys. Yeah, no, not my high school.
No, well, this high school.
I got accused of it once, but I just wasn't cool enough to be in those circles.
Oh yeah.
Bradfield.
That was like the only circle at Bradfield.
Yeah, it was just different subgenres of people,
and it really sucked because it was such a big circle. You'd only get one.
Very true.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, and then I think did we tell the story of how we met last week, Jarran? Did I tell you that? I don't think we even covered that.
What?
I think we just talked about poo for ages. How you and I met. Because
so we covered that on episode 1, but I hadn't pressed go live. Yeah.
So we covered it to no one?
Yeah, basically. So I was just wasted on King's Cross with my band. And then you come up and you're like, hey, do a backflip for a cigarette.
That was my go-to move at 18.
Sure, do that. And he did. And I think, that was the thing that made me think, do I want to be doing music right now, or do I want to go be a stuntman? It took me, what, like 2-3 years to make that decision finally after that. But I was like...
That was a pinch point.
Yeah, should I do flips while I'm young and I still have my ankles? And then I didn't have my ankles anymore.
And then I met Marx, and that would have been no, I met Marx before I met you, Jan, which was, he came to a training session, and it was like Sydney Parkour. We'd always train in Piedmont, down by the wharf where I did the flip onto the pole, for those who know that area.
And for the Sydney locals, that's 2 logs.
2 logs, down to 2 logs. And Marx came out. And at the time, Antek and I had been training partners for like maybe 2 years. And we were like, at the stage, like pretty decent level. And then Marx just came out and did every single challenge we did. And some of them with like more power, and his dive cogs were like massive. And we were just like, who's this guy? And then Marx and I went home. I just went back to Marx's house that afternoon. So I just went, I was like, I like that guy. Let's go. Been friends ever since. So yeah.
Yeah, we've been pretty close mates. We've lived together twice.
And now
Jarran as well.
You guys live pretty close to each other now.
Yes.
Yeah, now we're neighbours.
Neighbours.
It's the best. It's like old school. It's fuck. I get heaps of nostalgia all the time because like Mark's out jumping, Greg's out jumping, Nick's coming out jumping. I'm like, jeez, man.
Jesus.
Yeah. You'll revitalize Sydney Parkour at one point.
One of the older lines for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, it's good.
All right, Marx, what have you done in the last 24 hours?
I'll tell you what I've done.
Oh, what is you done?
What you done, mate?
I'll tell you what I've done. I woke up and I had a coffee, and then I went to work. It was pretty serious.
What is work for the viewers who may not know?
So, as we were talking earlier, I'm actually still a garbage man. The job that everybody here used to do is a still thing for me.
He's the laster. You know what I mean? Everyone
Therefore, the fittest of us all.
Yes, the strongest.
Yeah, we do it old school. You see, I run on the back of the truck, and I just foist the bins in. There's some machinery there to pick it up for me if it's too heavy, but
that's slow.
That's slow, like they pay you for the day. So if you can just get it done, before the time is up, then it's definitely worth your time, and it's definitely worth the effort because you get beast.
Get beast, bro.
You get beast, bro.
All right, Mondays. Was it recycling or greens?
So today I did what's clean
recycling or greens.
Sorry, cleanup.
Household cleanup. Now,
household cleanup.
I don't know if you can see that massive keyboard in the back there.
That's so big.
It's so big. It's a PC88. It's a massive live, like properly weighted keyboard. I just found it.
Where do you put it? Like
I put it there.
Yeah. And where are you gonna put it when you actually want to play it?
I don't have use for such a big range.
Yeah.
I already have one that has that's at least 4 times this tiny little gear, which is already too much for me. So I've actually brokered a trade with a friend where he's going to give me 3 different pieces of hardware that I need. One of them being a synthesizer, and potentially some other acronyms that we were talking about earlier.
Oh, good. You need an acronym. So you're going to get a DAC?
You need acronyms.
Yeah, I got you.
Just to clear that up, if anyone wasn't clear on that. So he found every Monday, he does either
second Monday
green waste or he does cleanup, which is household goods. And people in this area are illustrious and tend to throw out stuff that is still working and in good order, in good shape. And that keyboard there is one of those things.
Yeah.
In the back.
That's so crazy that was just working.
It's pretty insane.
And how wasteful is that people would literally be like, you know what, I could probably sell that, but let's just throw it out.
Yeah, but
what's the best thing each of you's found in the garbage on your time in the trucks? What's the best?
That's the most expensive thing I've found.
Mm-hmm.
Does that Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I think
Or
I
like
found a
it-
snowboard at one point, and then I tried to snowboard down a hill.
That's pretty good. Was it both feet?
What do you mean? But
Both feet were good, yeah. Like you could,
Yeah.
for a snowboard, you got
yeah, I like strapped into it with army boots, and I'm like, yeah, we're going downhill with this.
nice.
Yeah.
It's grass hill.
Yep, grass hill.
I'd say I found it was on Christmas morning, and I just found like $100 bill, and that was just nice. So it's just like that's good.
That's what you
It's
want.
an extra $100 for my day in cold hard green cash.
I've definitely found money before.
Mm.
It happens.
And what's the worst thing you found, or like weirdest thing?
Okay. The weirdest thing I've ever found was a bin, just like completely from the bottom to the top with no air in it, just filled with apricots. Like completely, just nothing but apricots, like just fully like dried, squashed down. Like
They were
pushed down, like-
dried.
Yeah, or maybe
Perfectly
I don't know.
stacked.
Maybe just the top was dry because it was gross. Anyway, like when we tried to pick the bin up, like I couldn't even move the bin at all by myself. So I had to get Jimmy to help me, which is my boss. And my boss Jimmy he's a big bloke. He can move things. So we had to move it together, and we got it onto the machinery of the truck, which is like these teeth, and it just picks shit up like this. Goes. But when it picked the bin's lip up, it just ripped the whole front of the bin off and left like the apricots and the bin just there. Like it didn't even. So maybe apricots aren't that weird, but that whole happening is pretty weird.
Yeah.
We just left it. You know what's funny? We put a rejection sticker on the apricots.
Yeah, I would reject that.
I don't have
Oh,
one.
shit.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you know
Nah,
what?
but I
It might not
distinctly
have-
remember
It might not have
Jace.
been with Jimmy. It was a long time ago. That's it.
I just particularly remember Jace every time he found a sex toy, like waving it and throwing it at our driver. Oh yeah, like we fully found one of those like butt anus,
Butt plugs?
like they're like fleshlights, but like it was like someone's whole hips.
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
yeah, I've seen those.
He was like, bro, ooh! What the fuck is that? So excessive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Oh, I was gonna say I wouldn't touch it, but that's why we have gloves and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
also
gloves are pretty useful.
we were probably
There was a-
touching way worse than that.
There's a period of time where I wasn't wearing gloves to work.
Yeah, I
for
don't
sure.
get that.
Yeah, I forgot. That's
No,
cool.
that's yuck. Don't do that.
Psst, come on, yeah.
Gotta eat-
No.
Get tough hands.
Gotta eat food afterwards, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Don't
how
do
you
that
get,
with like yuck.
bro. That's how you get strong antibodies. That's why you don't get sick when
All
you're
right,
garbage
Dom.
man.
Dumb. That's like our friend Nick saying you should drink tap water because it has metal in it, and it gets in your bones and makes your bones harder.
With metal.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's
Shout
why
out to
my
Nick
bones
here.
are so hard.
Yeah. Obviously.
Obviously, you don't know anything about the composition of bone structure, Jarran.
That's true. All right, Dom. What did you do? Oh,
what did I do?
Marx, did you do anything else?
Yeah,
Oh,
you did.
today
Yeah,
Fuck
apart
yeah.
from like.
did heaps of shit, man. My days are always full. I called up Dom, and he was training, so I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get clean because working is filthy, and then we'll go out jumping." And that's what we did. Went out jumping. It was pretty gnarly. Then I came home, and then
Greg Kadori.
yeah, Greg and Kadori, they were there with us. Then I came home, and then I made a lot of music stuff, because that's pretty much all I do when I'm here by myself. I mean, like, look at this place.
Makes sense.
And masturbate.
Oh yeah, that's private though. I'll keep that to myself.
All right, Mister. I'm gonna eat all the food. Go.
I got cookies. Saturday made cookies. Look at them. They're like perfect.
Dude, is that all that you
Shout
guys
out
are
Saturday.
making in those in that easy bake oven?
No, we got a new oven.
Yeah, but
Trying
Upgrade.
at that cookie diet.
Upgrade. We're having you all for brunch, except for you, Jarran, on Sunday morning.
you wait.
But Saturday, I'm sure we'll bake you cookies when you come.
No, she won't.
Yes, yes, you can use gluten-free. Yeah, flour. Yeah. Anyway,
Shut up,
last
Tom.
one. Last 24 hours. Watch Game of Thrones. I've like Saturday when I'm binging it. I'm smashing through. Like, I'm on season 6. No, season 8. Yeah, episode 4. So I'm like 2 episodes from the end. And then I slept, and then I woke up, and then I went jumping with Michael, and then I went jumping with Michael, Marx, and Greg. It was good. It was good. It was a really like, just like random session without any like massive moments, but a lot of like fun, weird shit and good, solid like technical challenges.
Yeah, the bar park session was pretty fun.
That challenge with the tack that you posted. Can you bring up Marx's recent Instagram post, Jarran?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that run was good, and that unfortunately that park is still falling apart a little bit. I'd prefer to
They
like
still haven't like started to repair it.
if they could just upgrade it a little bit, that'd be lovely.
Just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. The other question I wanted to ask you. Oh yeah, this is totally off the 24 hours. Wait, Jared, you just tell us what happened in your life, and then I'll ask my silly question.
No, because I'm showing Marx's line.
Okay. Well, what did we do training today? We went muscle park challenges, and then we did like I was really happy with the Kong front pre-line, the little line we were doing. Kong pre down, swish around the pole, come back, tic tac up, plyo, speed step. Yeah. So there was like 2 different variations of spots. Oh God, Kadori and Greg are so good.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like both in their own different ways, but just Greg can still just jump further than anybody.
Yeah,
I say that every week, but like it's just a joke.
Everybody. I gotta try really hard to get close.
Like, you know that running pre he did casual across the gap today? It was probably like 13 foot. It's not that bad, but there's just the situational variables, like icky run up and then at height, so you can't bounce it. And he just did it so calm.
It's a thin run up, you know, like you can't freely swing your arm on one side because of the railing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't actually bail it.
No, there's no safe bail. You have to overshoot it.
It's not that it's not. It's safe. It's fairly safe. It's just that you'll damage all the fucking bushes and shit down there.
True, and the wall's hella dusty, so if you do bounce, it's likely you'll slide.
And you'll like more to the property stuff. They'll see the leg marks and stuff, and probably more get annoyed about that. Because
is there like video of this?
Video of this, yes. Should I hold my phone up to the screen?
Oh, hold your phone up to the screen, Dom.
Yeah. Where's Greg? There he is. Oh, he started so quickly. Okay. How will I make this?
All right.
Yeah. And then press play. Boom.
Yeah, you see, nice. So like if you were to watch that like without knowing Greg and out of context, it just looks like, a dope roof gap jump that somebody probably trained for a while to do. But really,
he just walked up to it.
Greg just hopped up there, like did 2 like half walk steps, and then just
lanked it. Just
wasn't lank. Like he just he's been doing parkour for so long, and like plus having probably the biggest jump in the world. Like it's easy. It's just 1, 2, point your feet.
Yeah. This is ballpark, man. It's just so good.
Yeah, and now the landing. That's where the lank is good. Like fucking human spring.
Press into that shit.
Oh yeah.
And he's really flexible, which is like super important.
We can call him Greg.
His like squat is
press.
You know what I mean? Pneumatic press. Pneumatic Greg.
Yeah. Actually, I prefer his Athenian name.
Gregorius?
No, it's Gregicles.
Gregicles, that's it. Gregicles.
Yeah. Or you can go all the way and go Gregoriacles.
Mm.
That sounds like more general style. I don't know. I don't know anything about that world. So let's just move on.
All right, Jarran, what the hell did you get up to? Don't say nothing.
Apart from nothing,
I would have accepted nothing.
I extracted some mushrooms in a big pot of water.
So you made tea?
Yeah, basically. No. So one of the mushrooms that I have, actually from like episode 1, when I was like, here's the thing of mushrooms. I grew those mushrooms, and then it came out about the size of a brain, and then I took that, I put it in a pot of water.
The individual mushroom came out the size of a brain?
Yeah. So it's called like a lion's mane mushroom. So it just
they're delicious. They're so good.
They are tasty.
Yeah, so tasty.
But I grabbed that and I put it in because you only need to water extract that. So it's basically like making like chicken stock. And then now I've like reduced that by half. And so I've got like brain tonic. And it'll be Dr. Zen's crazy snake hole brain tonic. Hey. No. You know what it is? I didn't want to pay for it. You what?
Get your snake oil.
Yeah. No, I just didn't want to pay for it. It costs like $100 to get like a little thing of that. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna grow the mushrooms myself. Then I'm gonna extract it, and you guys can fuck off.
Because you're a fun guy.
I
didn't think there's much room for that type of humor here, mate.
Puns.
Yeah, you knew one was gonna sprout somewhere.
Good contribution, Jarran. Well done.
I'm just like fun, yeah. I made the music, but not enough. Not enough music. Need more music.
Yeah, we need more music.
I had an inspiration track to send you the other day, and then I forgot.
Definitely send them.
I think I can fix everything.
Did you just kick your microphone?
I did.
You're just like,
take that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about employees that we've worked with on the trucks as well. Actually, like because there's heroes and villains. You know, I was probably your villain, Jarran.
You were my villain. You suck. You're the worst.
But then
you're the worst working partner ever.
Yeah. But then Marx had like Ricey, who's the ultimate working partner. Right.
Ricey's good.
Marx, how would you describe Ricey?
Loud.
Loud. Yeah, but if you were to get
just incredibly loud,
a visual representation, or like if you had to put him in 5 words so that people can get an idea of what Ricey was like.
Block, immobile, but still doesn't stop. He loves rugby, and that's pretty much all he can talk about. So just imagine like a really Australian person with the body of a square, and then his head, I guess, is like a circle, and then he'd have like rounded eyes, like kind of like Y eyes, but then his nose, instead of being like mine, is more like a downward triangle. Like really pointing down. You can really see the top of his nose.
She's more like it's like
but he's more smiley. He's super smiley. He's a heaps happy bloke.
Super happy bloke. So his name is Craig Rice, but in Australian culture, we as often do this. He goes by Ricey.
Because his last name is Rice.
Yeah, brilliant. What a magical work of art we do here with names in Australia.
Basically what we do. Or it's an O, but not Rice-O.
Yeah, so using those rules, we look at Dom, and then no, it doesn't really work.
Dommy, Ricey, Marxy, Jazza.
But it would probably be more like Domo.
Oh, true.
Damn,
I don't want to be Domo though.
Yeah, you are though.
Like Mortal Kombat, they have that character Kano, and he's like totally an Aussie too. And it's just funny because his name's Kano, and they're like, Kano wins, but it should be like, Kano. wins.
Oh shit.
It's pretty funny. His name's Kano. That's some cultural appropriation right there. Boom.
Kano stuck it to you.
Thank you, Japan.
You've had some pretty bad co-workers though, Dom.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say bad. It's just people going through their different struggles. I had one really bad one. It was like a pathological liar. There was my favorite thing. My favorite thing was that there was a really famous boxing match here in Australia between Danny Green and why am I blanking on his name?
Mundine.
Anthony Mundine. Danny Green and Anthony Mundine. These are both well-known fighters in Australia. One came from football. One's a well-known fighter. They're both well-known names. And this guy, when he started on the trucks with me, he tried to tell me that he was meant to be one of those guys in that fight, and that like the card got switched on.
Definitely can't be true. I met that guy that you used to work with, and he was fair big.
He could box, like I'm sure.
But he was like big. Like, am I remembering it right? Like,
he was 6'2".
Yeah, so like he's a little bit too big to be in the Mundine and Green fight. You know, he'd probably weigh like over 90 kilos.
Yeah, for sure.
He looked thick, man. Like those dudes are like
those guys aren't big, are they?
No, they're not that big. So he definitely couldn't have been
it was just
any of those dudes.
Crazy outlandish statement to say. And like this is the thing, is he personified himself as like quite a switched on person. And like he was great with interaction, but then he just would like not remember the runs. Like he was way better physically than Jarran. He's better physically than me. I'm not even kidding. Like at the runs, he was stronger and fitter.
He was a strong boy for sure.
He was like okay. So every week you do the same 5 runs, where like you've got the layout, and Tuesdays is Tuesdays, Wednesdays is Wednesday, Thursdays is Thursday. So by like week 1 or 2, you want to start learning the patterns, and by like week 3 or 4, you pretty much have it down, and then it's like condensing and how can I make it better.
It's brainless from there.
Week 8, this guy's still running ahead and then turning the wrong way and starting emptying somebody else's bins that aren't on our run. Like you go into Marx's run and empty your laneway. And I'm like, dude, that's not our line. Like for so many. And then I'd end up doing so much more work instead. And I was like, all your physical prowess is going to waste because you just can't remember a simple format of streets. Like,
but as you say, maybe he was a boxer. And maybe he took a little too many knocks to the head.
Yeah. Well, he did have that kind of dopey.
Oh, no, definitely not doubting whether he was a boxer or not. Just doubting whether he was going to replace Anthony Mundine.
All right, so I looked up the weights. Danny Green is apparently 98. 89? No, I think it was 98 kilos. But
That's
Anthony
huge.
Mundine is 70.
So but you got to look up the weights for them during that fight.
Can't just go like half-ass on that.
I was just thinking we could average that shit out, and they probably met.
So does that mean Danny Green is like fair big now?
Yeah,
like belly big.
No,
sure
it
is.
looks like
we're talking like hops in the belly.
I mean, the classic Australian fitness model is like get really big and buff, and then at a certain age you just kind of let that go. You know what I mean? They just kind of like all have this barrel-chested form to them.
I think that's what love looks like.
Fuck, I hope not.
True love.
What, just sandwiches?
No, barrel, chest, and big belly.
Well, that is love getting fat.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's just society telling you guys that you need to put on weight for comfortability when you're in a relationship.
Stop fat shaming.
No, I think if you're in a comfortable relationship like that, you don't give a flying fuck.
Yeah. You're done. You're like, I worked for this. I worked for this relationship, and now I'm getting fat. Enjoying life.
It seems so like non-self-worth.
Bro, you can't tell me not to get fat.
Because you love me.
If that's my life choice, you can't stand in the way. Like I may not be fat, but if I want to identify as fat, then shouldn't I be allowed to?
Definitely. I'm gonna fat shame you though. I'm just that guy. I'm just your friend that's gonna fat shame you specifically. I don't believe in fat shaming.
On a side note, how ridiculous did that sound?
I'm just gonna do it to you. Yes, indeed. Quite, as the kids are saying. Have you guys ever? Did you work with anybody else? Because I had to work with one guy before you that was like addicted to ice, and that was pretty hard because you never know how he was.
Yeah, I worked with him a few times.
Yeah. Was he on the gear when you were working?
No, he was reborn. And,
that's good.
Years on, he's still kind of reborn.
That's good.
You know when someone's reborn because they post motivational quotes constantly on Facebook. That's when you know.
That's good. I'm going to look out for my friends that are reborn.
Reborn friends. Anyway, I found that information, by the way. So I think Mundine moved up and they fought at 83 kilos. Boom.
There you go.
Information.
And apparently they did that in Adelaide. Why would anyone do that in Adelaide?
I believe that the guy that Dom worked with was probably around 83, 84 kilos.
Oh, no.
If not, maybe
he was
like
meant to be the guy.
More.
Oh my God, we've just uncovered the biggest conspiracy in Australia.
Bro. It's over. We fucked up. We're just like...
We've just done it.
We messed this guy up.
No. There was other things he lied about, so let's be real, you know.
He's definitely a boxer.
His teeth were too nice to be a boxer. He had like shiny, white, perfect teeth. You don't have that if you're a boxer.
Maybe
but you do have that bad memory.
He was the chosen one, man. He was the chosen one. And
he was
doubted him.
It's because he took the blue pill instead of the red pill, and he couldn't see the Matrix.
As if you wouldn't take both.
That's actually, why is that not an option? It's like if you're going to take, like, you can take iron supplement or you can take magnesium, but you can't take both. It's like, what? But what if I want both? Has anyone pre-thought the kind of methodology of the Matrix like that before? Why not take both pills?
No,
que no dos.
Just have it then.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
That is pretty much it. Marx.
Yeah.
What, for those who are unaware, what are you doing with your time now that you are training less parkour?
For those of you that don't know, last year I started a professional music career.
Ooh.
Yeah.
MC.
I am, as
Masta
I
Marx.
always was, an MC.
Mike.
Masta Marx. But I'm now a producer and a turntablist as well.
Ooh.
It's pretty unfortunate about COVID because everybody's stay at home type crap.
Mm-hmm.
So live shows. But, you know, now I suppose it's a lot easier to support me because you can just do it from your home. You can literally just click the link or, you know, click the link instead of just liking it.
Yeah.
You know, like click it.
Click that link.
because it's sort of like, you know, like a lot of people play the social media games.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and all these things sort of like add credibility to your searches, you know, your hashtags and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The more people search it, the more it adds to your numbers, the more likely it's going to pop up in other people's searches, the more related it comes to things.
Makes sense. Well, what we'll do is we'll get Jarran to put the links to your Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, Facebook page. We'll put them
You know
all
what's
in the
pretty fresh?
description.
I would just go with the link to the Google panel because then it'll just give you whatever you need, like each individual listener.
Look at that. It all comes in one wrapped up package for you, folks.
Just Google Masta Marx, Masta.
There you go.
Marx.
It's got your Australian hip hop directory. It's got your Bandcamp, Facebook, Triple J, Instagram, Spotify, Oz Hip Hop Shop. Watch out. It's even got your Amazon.
Yeah, Deezer. Napster's still a thing, and I know that because I'm on it.
Oh, why is Napster still a thing? Like, I
so
think
I
I'm
can,
on it
so I
too.
can be on there.
Oh, good.
The only thing I know about Napster is from the Italian Job, but he's like, I'm the guy that took down Napster. Whatever.
But yeah, the type of hip hop that I'm making is, you know, it's used to be what I would consider the norm, but not so much anymore. A lot of people would call it old school, using a lot of analog gear to put it together, especially things like vinyls, tapes, and CDs. So I got a good vibe going on over here, and I stress high level English in the MCing.
Yeah. So it's about poetry, essentially.
Yes. So the raps essentially are poetic, but they are still raps. They are still for percussively spoken rhyme patterns over
Street poetry.
All right, here's a question. Have you ever thought about doing an off time signature rap?
What's off time?
Well, you could do like common time where you do either a 3/4 or a 6/8 rap, or you go like even weirder and go like a 5/8, 7/8 rap.
No, because hip hop is literally just first thing that comes from the hip hop is a breakbeat, and is a continuous loop. So that automatically that literally leaves it in one realm.
All right.
So the second you break that realm, you're going into a different genre.
Well,
so the second you break the realm,
like so.
genre?
So when you do stuff like that, it's better to do stuff like that when you're doing like maybe like classical or, like, because with hip hop, it's just like electronic music. You're expecting a drop to come to you. You're delivered this beat, and you're expecting it to happen in this certain way, and it's meant to be that way. That's just how hip hop is. That's just how it works. That's why you have the feel. That's why you have the included feel. Just like it's weird to say, but it's just like to say, like, with rock, you don't necessarily have that constraint with the time signatures, but you do have to have a drummer, a guitarist, at least.
Okay.
At the very least,
yeah.
So like, think like the different constraints on each type of genre are different for whatever reason they are. And for hip hop, it happens to be that timing signature is one of them. You could definitely make like strange timing signature ones, but definitely not far out of the realm of 3/4 and 4/4. Trust me, like, it's probably going to sound whack, and then like only the friends are going to really like it, and then it's going to be hard to digest.
Your yes friends, yes crew.
Yeah, your yes crew are going to like it, and it's going to be hard to digest, and it's going to turn into a different genre altogether. So like, if you're talking about hip hop or rapping, so like when we're talking about rapping versus singing is like the same as when you pluck a guitar. So you go and it plays out. When you're doing rapping, it's also a type of like vocal, but it's more like a percussive vocal, so it's like duh, 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 just like scatting or hitting a drum. When I go to, as opposed to singing, when I go to,
carries on. That makes sense. See, learning about music law. Is it?
No, this is just random shit. Difference between rapping and singing.
Yeah, but it's got to be in the, like, if I was talking like mythical law, like LORE, would not be in the musical law spectrum.
100%.
Oh shit!
Definitely
there you
musical
go.
law.
Yeah, that's right. Not like strict law, but like law.
All the knowledge about it.
So you could rap over an odd time signature, but you couldn't make hip hop.
For sure. But the thing is, with rhyming, you need to rhyme with schemes that match the timing signature in the end. So rhythm is super important.
So you would be having to build the whole structure again.
Yeah. Yeah, and a rap is not good if it doesn't lead to some sort of metaphor. Like, so each line.
Mm-hmm. Read us said lines.
Because you can't just like rhyme random things. That's easy. You could do that freestyle to the end of your
Rest
day.
of your life. Yeah,
So
yeah.
you like
meeting, fleeting, everything, seating.
Yeah, greeting. I see things. My life is fleeting. Whatever. Like, you could do it forever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, it's more impactful if you say something.
So like giving it context through itself.
So I'll say some random stuff that rhyme.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I go, we kick the raw rhythm. Tell me if you're with it. The syllable placement is basically autism. We talk isms. Spit freeze better than your riddens. I'm that big cat who scratches more than those small kittens. I'm in need of some more middens because it's way too hot. And it's taking me away from my safety spot. The flame will stop, but they will not. Busy breaking my shackles and chains, I'm taking off.
Mm-hmm.
These words just rhyme. Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, and there's no like larger story. As you start kind of tell the story, it just tracks off to another part of rhyming as opposed to.
Yeah, so it doesn't really keep you interested. I went to the
store and then I saw more and I had to drink a 4-4. You know?
Yeah, it doesn't really keep you interested. And like, it begs the question, like, when you think of like who's a good rapper, like why? Like, why are they good? What makes them good? Is it what they're saying? And why is what they're saying good? Is it any different to a normal sentence? Is there like, are there puns in there? Like, is that important?
I'm pretty sure
so many
Pump
questions.
Is
you cut out
lyrical rapper. If I'm thinking about like, I said Lil Pump.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Lil Pump is Lil Pump.
I think that's right. There's one of that Gucci gang.
He is Gucci gang.
One of those dudes.
He made a whole song about a pun, which is Gucci gang. That's a pun right there.
Why is it a gang? Why is it a pun?
Yeah,
it's not a pun at all.
Oh. Yeah, your sarcasm went straight over my head just then, Jarran. Straight in my head to this.
Yeah, I was thinking about I was thinking of like goo and chi, like like chi, like power chi, and goo. And how does that relate into a pun?
Yep,
and what's funny about that? And you got me. You got me, man.
Yep.
And then I was like, and then another thought that came to my head was like the gooch.
And the chi that comes from the gooch.
Yeah, like the
that's
gooch,
probably
the gooch chi.
Mm.
And then not the cheese.
Mm.
That came after.
What about the chai tea? Mm.
No, the Gucci.
Okay, I will put two. Jarran, is there any questions in the old question slot?
Dude, since I've stopped actually looking at the chats and stuff, people have just been like spamming. So there's one guy called, no, you don't get a shout out, but it's, hi brew, shout me out, I'm from India. And you put that about 30 times.
Yes, bro. 30 times for you back.
What a punk.
What a punk.
Really not that many questions. Oh, by the way, Vanille's been watching this. And now
sup, Vanille?
Yeah, and he's like, Dom's too cool to remember me. And it's like, no, we're not, Vanille. We talk about you in many podcast.
Yeah, bro. This guy out here.
These guys.
Thinks I wouldn't remember where I came from. Jeez. Just because he works an office job now and is just very boring. That's fine.
Normal.
That's fine.
No,
it's fine, Vanille. It's fine, Vanille. Just live your 9-to-5 life, Don't jump on things anymore. I'm fine with that. I'm obviously not judging you.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it hasn't really been working out,
Oh.
Yeah. So, is there any questions, Jarran, or did you just say no, there isn't any questions and then quit?
Hold up. There's one guy that says greetings from Adelaide. Cool.
I'm gonna look through because Jarran usually.
No, dude, there are no questions.
No, there's
Okay,
no
well,
questions.
pitching to the audience now if they
There's
want
no
to ask any
questions, it's
questions.
all
Oh, here's a question. There was ¿Qué opinion del street workout? So what's your opinion of street workouts?
Do it.
Nah.
Do it.
Takes
got-
way too much discipline.
I got
Yeah, do it. It's worth
Do it,
like
don't
taking
do
that
it.
up as a side discipline and not taking it too seriously. Calisthenics is definitely a good strength buff for your parkour.
Yeah, but it's just for me. I've always found it's such a static version of it's like so rigid comparatively to what we do. It's always like hold here, move here, lock here, this stiff here.
Yeah, which is a different type of discipline. It's good, like especially if you do want to eventually go down the path of doing things like static holds, levers, handstands, planches, and stuff like that. It is a good idea to choose some sort of discipline that does teach that kind of thing. Like put your hand here, like to rotate your hip this way. It's not for everybody, of course.
Advocate
I
for just stay with parkour.
I personally get a
Really
lot
do
out of
parkour.
training calisthenics and parkour, but way more parkour. Like I'm gonna say like a solid 90% parkour, and the rest is just like calisthenics when I feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Do you like the dynamic part of street workout? It was a question that just came in, so may as well keep on this.
The dynamic part, like
Like
No,
the
not really.
muscle ups, I'm guessing.
and
not
like
really.
the swing.
I don't rate
prefer
it.
that stuff. I prefer that stuff. If
Not
people are
for
doing, like,
training.
weird giants and dislocations, and like that's not for training, but I find it more visually engaging. I guess that was probably the
Probably, but I personally use the calisthenics just for like body conditioning. So dynamic calisthenics is not what I want to do. Dynamic parkour all day.
Yeah.
all day.
Right.
The question mark does still work, by the way. Electronic freak, just Jarran's ignored you because he's not a very nice friend sometimes. Apologize to electronic freak, Jarran.
Electronic freak, where's your question? I don't see nothing.
It says, does the question mark thing still work?
Well,
Tracking
it doesn't.
Obviously not.
Obviously not. Anyway, so here's another thing. Do you know what happened with Brooke from Stora and we didn't do Weekly World of Parkour?
Brooks from Stora. I mean, he had a baby, and he's just silly sometimes. But other than that, he's like a 9 to 5 laborer, I believe, or a plumber, or an electrician. He's a tradie, and then now he travels around in his spare time with his family to different parts of Europe. He's doing good. You can follow him on Instagram, Chris Brooks, I believe. Boom ting.
Nice.
Yeah.
Question from the guy that lives in Adelaide. By the way, I live in Adelaide. Who would have thought? How do you overcome mental battles in parkour jumps? And this is interesting because you two have two different philosophies here.
Yeah. What would you say, Marx?
Do we have different philosophies?
Well, you always talked about tent peg training.
Yeah, pitching to 10 is a safe way to train for sure. Like I talk about it, but I don't necessarily know if I'm like a good example of it.
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely been one of the good throwers and senders in the past.
All right, so how would you?
But I'll talk
that?
about tent train. I'll talk about tent training because it's definitely like a way that I prefer other people to. So it's just the simple idea of making your camp bigger over time. You move within the space that you're comfortable within, and then when you feel comfortable, you just pitch it out a bit further.
Just a couple of inches at a time, couple of millimeters at a time, however fast you feel like pushing it.
Yeah, it's not a race, it's not a competition, so you can just pitch it as slowly as you want. You can stay on that ground level, move it up, move it to rails, whatever.
For me, I would say it's just like amount of repetition. There's some things where, you may have more complicated mental blocks. Like I know some people I train with, they have harder time with mind stuff than others. But at the end of the day, I think it's intensity and amount of practice of things you can do around it. Like, there's nothing better though than getting you comfortable with height than going to height regularly. But I wouldn't recommend it until you've done the foundationary movements, so you're not scared of that factor when you do go to height.
That's like pitching your tent in a way.
I do that more now. I'm way more sensible now than I was at first. I used to just kind of just tell myself I could do it. Or if I saw, like when I started training, it was like if I saw someone else do something, I was like, I can do that. Like it was a kind of like, just like overbearing confidence. Like, yeah, I can do that. You know, for sure I can do that. And that would carry me through a little bit more, which is probably why I failed so much.
Yep. All right. So this question I had to translate from Spanish.
I'll do it.
Because it had lots of K in it. And I'm like, all right, it's a question. No question marks, though. So I should have left it. But it was, what happened to Crew 42?
Well, you could take it, Marx.
I mean, like, we're all still friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, just, you know, just it's actually, it's really quite time consuming and difficult to coordinate a group of people that live in different areas to come together regularly to make content, especially for free. You know, like
during the period of growth.
Money is like is huge. We all know what money is, right?
Importante in society. Well, that's the thing. I would say we were a group of aspiring professional athletes at the time. Like all of us wanted to try and make something with parkour. And as the time went on, the opportunity for that to be a viable option was less and less. So
definitely,
you know, as some of us got older, you know, you had to pay rent, have to move out, have to be able to make a more substantial income. And as Mark said, coordinating then 6 people with that just became near impossible.
You all had different ways you were going.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing was, I think Crew 42 is great because it was a learning experience for all of us in like motivation and like connecting our drive in a certain pursuit. And then everyone was able to take those like lessons and journeys and apply them to their own outputs. Like Hisu with his photography, you know, Ruben with his art, Mark with his rapping. There's all these different avenues that people were able to pursue from like that kind of collaborative, creative mindset. That's what I think.
All right. What do you think is the thing that makes parkour a unique and nice sport?
The thing that makes parkour unique is that we removed its testicles and its penis. So we removed its genitals and made it a unique. And now it's like one of the unsullied in Game of Thrones.
You've been watching way too much Game of Thrones, man.
Yeah, well, when he said unique, but he spelled it like eunuch, I had to take it.
I don't think that's how you spell eunuch, though.
What do you think? I'm cultured? They don't spell it in Game of Thrones.
I'm certain there's an E in there somewhere.
Yeah.
It's like eunuch.
Eunuch, yeah. Well, they don't spell it in Game of Thrones, okay?
Well, they don't say it that way, so don't say it that way.
They even say eunuch.
Imagine you just say eunuch for the rest of your life.
Some people do that kind of ridiculous shit.
You could be like, eunuch. Oh, yeah. And that wouldn't be annoying.
No, that wouldn't be annoying at all.
I looked it up on the Wikipedia. Can parkour kill coronavirus? Yes, it can. One jump at a time.
Parkour is the answer, mate.
Basically, when coronavirus started, athletes went out and started training parkour. And as far as we know, we've had no cases in the parkour community because you're out in the sunshine, jumping and stamping away the coronavirus one jump at a time. Even when you slap the wall, you're slapping away the coronavirus.
Everybody knows the coronavirus doesn't like the sun.
Yeah, and it doesn't like parkour either, you know, so it's the best. It's like kind of like kryptonite. I think if everyone in the world just went out and trained parkour, probably wouldn't be any more coronavirus, you know. I think that's pretty common sense, though. I think you all know that, obviously.
But the better part of that is that people would just stop, like, falling over for no reason.
Yeah, they'll be falling over for a reason. So it's good.
If you don't believe me, just look up in YouTube, like, compilations of people falling over for no reason.
Oh, that would be a good thing to watch. I'm
probably going to do that.
Yeah.
Like the overall question when you watch a video like that is like, why? How and why didn't you do anything when it was happening?
Ivan Korolev. Go and Google Unic. EUNIC. Yeah, there you go. You'll figure it out, buddy. He asked, "What's Unic?" Who's Unic?
Well, the other Ivan says, "I wonder when parkour dudes fall from 50th floor and die. Why does this not stop the others?" That's a pretty simple question.
Okay, as far as I know, one dude did. And it's like everyone that does parkour takes a responsibility onto themselves. As you start the practice and as you progress with it, you learn that like you're the one that is in control.
I got another. I got a counter question. Why do people still drive cars?
Oh yeah.
Or even own guns, or fly in planes, or walk down the street? What's wrong with you, man? Go live a little.
What's wrong with you, Ivan? But not Ivan Korolev. Ivan, this other Ivan. Suspect Ivan.
All right.
You may as well just stay in your house and never do anything. But then, like, you need the sunlight.
No, but also then the people do die when houses get like crushed.
Oh, damn, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Hey, and I'm sure you've seen that before. So
you can YouTube videos if you haven't.
Yeah, there's probably like compilations of it.
All right, I'm just liking translating Spanish in Google Translate at the moment. So, he said, "Thank you for responding. Is parkour and free running the same thing?"
Yeah.
Go.
Oh, okay. So
I thought I'd open this can of worms.
Because I'm the guest, I'm going to go first. To me, it is. To me, like, parkour is literally like, is the discipline of like placement, you know, like precisions and arm jumps and how to jump like from hanging from a wall and also from the ground and how to jump down and how to jump up. It's all about placement. Like parkour is the art of placement. That's what it is.
To do displacement.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's just what it is to me. It's because I've always seen parkour not as like a fun thing. Like of course it's very fun, like skateboarding, but more like a discipline. Like you have to like practice that punch. You know, they make you do it like 50 times. You have to practice that jump like 50 times before you can pitch. Yeah,
progress. Yeah.
You know, so to me it's different. So to me, once you've got all your parkour skills and you've taken it upon yourself to learn some free running maneuvers or some acrobatic moves, like which come naturally with training parkour, then you're ready to start running around freely and moving freestyle and not so much like sticking to drills, because you won't be scared anymore. So you'll actually be able to do that. So you can start free running.
Yeah, I would say you can't have free running without parkour. That's what makes free running unique, is the parkour aspect, the obstacle placement aspect, as Mark said. I haven't actually thought about that in a placement sense as a good way to kind of summarize it or generalize it, but I like that. It's very much placement of the body.
Yeah, it's the art of placement, and there is a set of techniques that you can practice, and they all work.
Jarran, anything to add?
This is all subjective, obviously. So, you all got your opinions.
Always IMO.
It's a human movement, and it's all human movement. Free running for me is more expressed form of parkour, and it's funny because that actually leads into what you guys were saying, that it's when you've got these techniques down, then you're free to stop distracting me, man. You're free to then express yourself with a flip and shit. And that's
free running. Yeah, one of my favorite jokes at the moment is when someone's like, "Oh, that's not how you do that challenge," or you stepped there when you meant to step there. I'm like, it's free running, not strict rules running. Yeah, step where I want.
Yeah, like you don't play those strict rule games with Greg. Come on.
Nah, you won't win.
You won't win.
Can't win.
You're gonna.
Parkour is all about winning.
I don't care who you are. You're gonna revert to free running too.
Parkour is all about winning. Just that's probably my final thought for today.
Yeah, it's a massive competition, and it's a sport, and bring on the corporations.
Dog eat dog sport.
Yeah, we all need money, you know. So just bling us up.
Look, I'll wear gold chains with your like logos on it and stuff.
I don't like Gucci, but
I'll wear it.
You know, but if they want to like give me some free shirts and shit, whatever, like I need towels.
Everybody needs towels, man.
I need towels.
Yeah.
Unless you guys actually want to leave, a whole bunch of questions came in. Just quietly.
Yeah, okay.
No, do it. Do it. I mean, Mark's has got bedtime soon, but that's it.
Bedtime. All right. For one, guys, question marks. Otherwise, I don't know what they are. But, do you think that the choose not to fall video has impacted you, or does it apply to you? I'll let you think about that for a second.
Isn't it profound?
It's pretty profound.
I don't know.
Dun, 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 dun. I was just thinking.
Yeah, that, like anything, it's like part of it's true for sure. Like you gotta want to do something before you do it, but I don't necessarily think it's like that tangible. You know, you can't just be like, you can't
take it literally.
Practice, yeah, you can't just do without practice.
Well, for me, I basically just take every word as that as gospel, and I like basically listen to that before I train every day, and I choose to fall most of the time when I do fall. It's like I've like decided, you know what, I'm probably gonna fall on this one.
Yeah, so that's the part that I agree with you, Dom. That's the part that I disagree with. Like, so when you watch like people's bail videos, you can't honestly look at that and say like, oh, they chose to do that. That was their choice to fall. Like Dim definitely wanted to get that surgery, 100%. That was his choice.
Well, he should have chosen not to. That's what he's saying. He's not saying that he chose to. He should have chosen not to.
When you say it like that, that philosophy seems a little bit ridiculous, like not really fair to the person.
Yeah, but I personally, like, I always took it for what I believe it was meant to be taken for, is in like the mindset of fear, or like if you were to put yourself in a fear mindset. Like obviously the wording is a little bit general and blunt.
See, this is where people went wrong with the Bible. You can't just cherry pick the parts that you like.
Yeah, I can.
You got to take the whole thing.
Bro, Danny is my Bible. Don't even.
See? Danger zone.
Yeah. Look, that's why I just jump off high things and believe my knees are never going to fall off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Danny.
Speaking of high things.
But that's the thing. When my knees fall off, I can just like tell Danny that's his fault.
Well, at least you have someone to blame. Speaking of high things, if you jump from a high place while high, how high are you actually jumping from?
7.
Yeah, probably about, same as Dom, maybe 7.2.
Yeah.
On the Richter scale.
On the Richter scale. Sounds like a good place to leave it there.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Marx, for coming and chatting and being a part of Talking Trash.
Thanks to everyone for
Thanks
tuning
for having
in.
me.
Of course.
See you guys.
Yes. Links for Marx.